Today we're going to get a look at season resets in Dragonheir Silent Gods. We're going to review how they work, what items you keep, and what goes away so that you can get the most value in each season and prepare the best for future seasons before they arrive. And in case you haven't actually downloaded Dragonheir Silent Gods yet, it's available on iOS, Mac, Steam, Epic Game Store, and Android, and it's cross-platform, so you're on the same account wherever you go. Check out that link in the description if you haven't downloaded it on, for example, your phone or your PC, so you can play however it's most convenient for you. And a big thank you again to Dragonheir Silent Gods for sponsoring today's video. Now, if you haven't ever actually seen this game before, Dragonheir Silent Gods is a squad combat game. It's a Western fantasy-themed open-world role-playing game with some serious D&D vibes and mechanics, but there's even a big D&D collaboration going on right now. In fact, there's a new trailer for it that we should go check out, and there's a hero you can unlock who we'll talk about in a second. So let's go check out the brand new trailer for the D&D collaboration. All right. Dude with some pizza. Classic, getting ready for games night going on here. I don't know, it's been a while since I've actually ordered a pizza. Oh yeah. Glowing dice. I'm getting some serious Jumanji vibes from this. Lizard man eyes on this dude. I mean, we've all had a dungeon master who's kind of like this. Like, it's a little weird. Well, that's a little weird. Nice, here we go. Okay. Bro, that pizza box is not a shield. I don't know why he's hiding behind that box, as if that's going to do literally everything. Or anything. Hey, yo. Look at this guy. Alright. Yeah, a little short, no big deal. What happens now? We're going in the game. We gotta be going in the game. This is where it happens. Don't touch the dice. Oh, whoa. Okay. Hey, yo. Dungeon Master's secret identity. Oh, Drizzt shield? Is that what that is? Was that the pizza box? Did the pizza box just become a shield? Okay. Let's go, baby. Did he just twirl the sandals on? Okay. Dude, the pizza slicer? Oh, maybe it turned into a blade now. That make more sense. Let's go. Classic scene here. Dragonheir Silent Gods and the Dungeons & Dragons collaboration. Let's freaking go. Now, hey, look, I've actually already unlocked Drizzt, the Dungeons & Dragons hero, but just in case you haven't done this yet, let's get a quick look at the current summoning events that we have in-game right now, where you can get Drizzt. Let's talk about the Planeswalker summoning event, and if you've been playing since the launch of the D&D collab, by the way, I made a video on the day that that happened, you'll know that this event is where you can obtain this exclusive time-limited hero. So to do that, you're going to need 240 of these Hunter's Blades in order to summon him, and you can get them based on a slightly different pity system than what we sort of normally are used to in a summoning event. So unlike typical banners, you actually have a 0.5% chance of a legendary hero on this banner. And every 5 pulls you do, you get 30 Hunter's Blades. Meaning, if you are extremely unlucky, it will take you at most 40 Heliolite dice to summon Drizzt. And it costs 240 Hunter's Blades for each Inspire of Drizzt. But I'd recommend that mostly to whales. So if you manage to pull Drizzt early on and have some spare Hunter's Blades, which, by the way, you can get about 100 of them from the missions every day, You can exchange them in the token shop for some rewards, which is pretty sweet. We also have the Celestial Alternate Summons 5 event going on right now with some pretty solid heroes. I may be a bit biased, but there's 2 really good Frost heroes here that I would recommend, those being Trollgar and Urian, as well as Ogok, who is a really strong poison hero and fire team healer. So if you need any of those heroes, make sure to have 35 Heliolite dice at least, so you can get that guaranteed legendary. So let's jump back to the topic at hand, however, which is season resets. I love these events that show up, so I get really into this. But let's talk about seasonal resets. And what does this mean and what do you need to know? Well, this is a season-based game, and a season lasts about 3 months. Now, we haven't actually had a server reset yet at the time of this recording, because we're still not even 3 months into the life of this server. However, once you get that point, there's a bunch of things that are going to happen. So let's start with, what does this mean? What gets reset? Well, if you head over to the Clepsydra trail, you can click on the reset rules and have a look at what specifically gets removed during a season reset. So as a general rule, anything that you use stamina to grind for will be reset. This includes experience and crystals to level up heroes and any gear or runes that you've obtained. All heroes that you've summoned, however, you get to keep, but their levels are reset back to the lowest level again. So you do keep these skill levels on your hero, but the level of the hero is what gets dropped back down. Artifacts are in the same story. You keep the artifact, but their level is reset back down. So on the topic of artifacts, Essence of Creation, which is used to upgrade your artifacts, has a bit more to it. So it's a little more complicated, where you keep a percentage of the essence you obtained from the Heliolite dice summoning. This will be kept again, at a certain percentage, and you can click on the rules underneath the Essence of Creation to see that you keep 70% of essence that you get from Heliolite summons and 10% from all other sources like events, as well as 70% post-season rewards from the prior season. Now, the Echoes of Clepsydra will be converted to something called Pure Sandcore. And any paid items like Worm Arrow, Summoning Dice, Scrolls, they'll be kept as well as the monthly supplies that are reserved for the next season as well. So any consumables, however, like XP bottles or food, stamina items, those are all gone. So spend them during your season early to get really good progress in that season. Now, your Psychocore, where you add, stats and have different attributes that give you different advantages and dice rolls, those are kept, but you can reassign the points in the new season. You'll also keep cosmetics like avatars and avatar frames. Now, there are 2 things that are completely cleared, and that is, first of all, your elemental affinity, where you spend affinity solvent to upgrade 3 and 5 affinity buffs. Those are wiped, and next season you'll be getting new affinities to work with, which is kind of cool. So, for example, Fire and Poison was the elemental affinity I went with this season, but might not do that next season. So you'll have to grind the solvents again to be able to get more 3 and 5 hero affinity buffs to use. The world map also will be covered in fog again. So we re-explore the world and rediscover new things, dungeons, teleport points, and major landmarks. So at this point, we've kind of covered what goes away and what stays. But what should you actually be doing at the end of your season to get ready for the next one? Well, stamina and consumable items will be wiped when the season resets, like we said before. So you should constantly hammer your stamina and food items to progress as much as you can in the story of your current season, or by spamming out dungeons to build your teams and heroes, because eventually you're going to want to aim for 6 different solid teams to be able to compete in the later stages of the season. You want to try to rank as high as you can in some of these events, like specifically the ones that reward the Echoes of Clepsydra. You probably have seen these rewards from the Vortex every day. They contribute to your seasonal ranking. The higher your seasonal ranking, the higher your rewards for the next season, and those rewards are very, very good. I mean, as you can see, you get a super sick mount, the Blazing Warhorse, as well as some Heliolite dice, extra Worm Arrow, but really the holy grail here are these summoning tickets. So let me explain how these work. When there's a new season, there's a limited time summoning event where spending 1 die will consume 1 summoning ticket. And the pity that's used every 35 drops without a legendary instead is every 10. Meaning, I think you do 9 summons if you fail to get a legendary, the 10th summon you get a legendary. These season tickets also give you a different chance of obtaining the new legendary heroes in the new season. But the fact that you get a guaranteed legendary every 10 pulls is so good. So even if you just get 20 of these tickets, you're pretty much guaranteed 2 legendaries if you've saved those up. So it's, again, super important to be using your stamina as you get it early on so you can keep up with your server for things like daily temporal vortex rankings to build up these echoes of Clepsydra. Now, we mentioned before that the echoes of Clepsydra are converted into pure sand core, but what do these actually do? Well, if you head to the exchange area, go down to the season shop, you'll see that you can trade in these pure sand cores for rewards. There are 3 different tiers of rewards in the shop. You've got bronze, silver, and gold, and these are based on how much pure sand core you get at the season reset. The main difference is that there are more items to buy in the gold shop, and personally, I'm going to be going for the S1 avatar because I like collecting these types of cosmetics. If you're not spending as much or at all, depending on your server, you may be not getting as many of these. Therefore, you might pick up something that just gives you more value. For example, if you go for Heliolite Dice, you could always just go for that and call it a day, and I think that's always a fine choice. That way you can build up more of your heroes and be ready to compete in the next season. To be honest, I'm actually really looking forward to season resets. In some games, this works really, really well, and others don't, or it doesn't. And I think in this game, it's going to be really fun because grinding for equipment in a new season is exciting. It brings freshness to the competition with other players, which I also very much look forward to. And I'm pumped to see what elemental affinities we'll have in this next season to maybe put together some brand new teams. I'm kind of hoping for Frost and Radiance because like my Vortex team will be really nutty if that happens, but we'll see, man. Now, before we wrap up the video today, I do want to give you just a quick update on how my arena team is going in case you're looking for any ideas or just kind of curious what I'm up to. And by the way, if this is the sort of thing you'd like a full video on, definitely let me know down below in the comments. Now, I'm currently using a Hivitar lineup, so she's going to be my main DPS carry, and I've built her with 100% crit rate, 253% critical damage. So when she pops that ultimate, enemy teams pretty much get one shot. At least that's my goal. I'm also running Locinia, who is a great AoE frost applier. So she'll apply the frost debuff onto the largest group of enemies, which makes my Hivitar do more damage. Now, Philosia is also here for massive shields, damage reduction, and control immunity. Mithracia, I usually swap between her and Thea, mainly for debuff immunity, but Mithracia's resurrection is crazy good. It's so hard to pass up on, even for that 5 affinity bonus. And lastly, we have Berengar, who is my favorite frontline. He's actually one of the best tanks in PvP, mainly because he has a very unique debuff called Healing Reversal, and it applies to the largest group of enemies, and it turns whoever or whatever they're healing into damage instead of healing. Now, as a reminder, if you haven't yet downloaded Dragonheir Silent Gods, I did place some links in the description. This game is very cross-platform, so if you want to try a different device to play on, as I mentioned, like I play frequently on PC when I'm at home or maybe on a tablet, and then when I'm out and about, I've got my phone, so consider that link in the description to download. A big thank you again to Dragonheir Silent Gods for sponsoring today's video, and if you are pulling for Drizzt, the new hero, I wish you good luck, and you can definitely look forward to more event coverage in the future, so consider subscribing to the channel to make sure you don't miss out on news and updates for things happening in Dragonheir Silent Gods. If you haven't seen any of my other videos about Dragonheir Silent Gods, I've got 2 that I'll recommend for you. Cards will be in the end screen just a second for my artifact guide and my equipment guide. If you're wondering what to invest in, this will really help you out.